Hey guys, welcome to episode 1 of the TeamExpert podcast. I have Synzah here, so
Yo, how you going?
and a bit of Scarz here as well.
What's going on, guys?
And we just thought we would start a podcast. It's probably going to be every 1 to 2 weeks, maybe. Probably more so on the 2-week side for the moment, just because getting people on and organising things is a bit tricky at the moment. But it seems to be all good at the moment, getting this one organised, and this will probably be going up around the 6th or the 7th as episode 1. But for now, just thought we'd talk about some games that we've been playing. So I don't know about you guys, but I pretty much just play CS all week, every week. But
I pretty much just play COD and Halo now because I was unfortunate enough to be stuck with the Xbox One for this year, so that's why I'm like not playing competitive.
I'm definitely in the same
playing a lot of
boat.
Halo. Yeah, it really sucks. It sucks balls.
I keep
hate
thinking
it so much.
like
No,
I don't
I'm
know
just
about
on that
going
COD
on
grind.
Yeah, I keep
Getting a
thinking
bit
about
of
trading
League in
to
there
the
as well.
PS, but I don't know. I don't know if it's worth trading to the PS for 1-2 games, but
Yeah,
No, it's
I
not
don't
worth
know
trading
either.
it. You're better off holding on to it and picking up a new console.
yeah, that also.
Yeah, exactly.
But
So,
like
you got all the games for it now anyway.
yeah,
Don't really
just
wanna change.
with like single player games as well. I haven't ran into a single player game that I've been interested in playing for a long time. Like
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know that feeling.
I mean,
But
my
the
main
new
reason
Uncharted-
obviously was COD switching over, but then the Uncharted game coming out on PS4.
the new
I can't wait for
Uncharted
that.
looks ridiculously good.
Yeah.
Like I saw
I've
like
already
some
got a
gameplay
pre-order
this
that.
morning, and I was like, I've never played the Uncharted series in my life, and like
Oh,
I
really?
work at JB Hi-Fi, so I could get the Uncharted collection for like 1 to 3, and then with number 4 coming out, I'm really tempted to do it, but
Yeah,
I don't know if I can
I
justify
played
it.
I played like all the like 1, 2, and 3, and I loved it. Like it was just
Yeah, it
amazing.
looks
So I
really
thought I'm getting number 4, which really did push me to get a PS4 as well.
yeah,
I mean, when I was a kid, Naughty Dog was my favorite because Jack and Dexter and stuff like
Yeah.
that. So it's like,
I was looking
The
at
best, dude.
Doom coming out, which looks pretty
I've
cool.
never played it.
Yeah, I
I've
played a
always
lot of the
been
old
into
games.
like Quake and Quake Live, like and games like that. But this new Doom looks pretty good. I think it's on PC and all consoles. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
But,
yeah, I hope so.
It looks pretty sick.
Doom looks mad. It looks really gory too, which is cool. 'Cause I think a lot of games had put out a gory kind of thing. I mean, like Treyarch kind of did with Black Ops 3. They went back to like the World at War kind of gore stuff. But like you watch Doom and you're just like, holy crap! Like this is death.
Yeah, it's good to
Looks
see
awesome.
like games were really scared of getting the R rating and such like lately, but
Yeah.
it seems like they just don't care anymore. They just
Yeah, I
go
think
for it.
I don't know. I don't want to like go with COD again, but like definitely with them putting out the R18, I think a lot of games won't be as scared to now because obviously with the fan base that Call of Duty's got, you know, you're getting kids of all ages playing it.
Yeah,
and
I
obviously
think
their sales haven't dropped that much. I think a lot of games won't be as scared
I
to
think
put it
that
out
was
now.
one of the things they were scared of, just like, but then I think they just realized that parents buy games for people underage anyway.
Yeah.
That's that.
Otherwise, they
happens
just
most
get
of the
other
time.
people to buy it themselves.
Yeah.
Like thinking for the next COD that's coming out this year by Infinity Ward. Do you guys think it'll be 18 plus?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I reckon
They
they'll
can
just.
stick with it.
Yeah.
You reckon?
It's a different
Yeah,
engine
and
though.
PlayStation
so-
signed the 4-year contract, remember? So that means CWL is going to be in place for 4 years. CWL
Yeah.
obviously in tie with COD Champs. COD Champs being R18, CWL being R18. I reckon the game's just going to stick it.
Yeah, I reckon
Yeah.
they'll probably just make it R18 for convenience sake, even if the
Yeah.
game's not that bad. But yeah, who knows?
It's not like the developers that like give it that rating though.
Yeah, true. It's the
No, yeah, they
board
give
of-
it to the
It's the different boards
Exactly
across
what it-
different
The
places.
SRB like rating in Australia is the one that gives it out,
True.
and
Yeah,
like
true.
I mean, Treyarch have always been known for doing like in World at War, like that was super gory. But then you go to Infinity Ward games, and it's not as bad. So like, I reckon it'll be really interesting. And then if it's not 18 plus, they go back to like 15 plus, and will we let these 15 plus kids compete at events, but just not be able to eligible for COD champs like they were like
yeah,
last year?
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
true.
I reckon it'll be exactly like all the past years. Anyone can compete, 15 years old, and
because
then 18 for COD Champs in CWL.
There's so many talented players that are missing out this year, like TJ Halley.
Beeston, Swifty, Howie, Hugh.
Yeah, exactly. TJ Halley, I think it was, I forget one. Yeah, Hugh, sorry, playing Denial Esports for Halo now, and he's
Yeah, and look at
I
him,
think
he's
in
killing
the
Halo.
top 3 teams. He's absolutely killing it, and like he was a monster at Advanced Warfare. So like, for them to be missing out on such a big year of COD, especially, is kind of really bad. But
Especially with like the
I mean-
prize pool that's been thrown up now with the CWL.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
really
like
unfortunate.
especially in like Oz and that's sort of like moving into like the crown thing. and that like if you look at the scene, like the Oz scene previously, like I don't really know the prize pools, but it wasn't like the season's like 20k guaranteed for top 4 in the league.
But I mean, the Oz scene's like practically dead now. We're getting players that are coming in that like no one knows. Like, and then we're just cancelling out all our
really
younger
weird.
players.
Well, if you
Like,
look
look at
at
really
last
weird
year
to
at the
spectate
Dosway
this year.
10k, and then we had ESGR compete, like all an underage team, and they play second.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
I mean,
when
it's been really weird
it's
because
like
last year
Okay.
competing. Last year competing, like I knew all of the players that were competing in like the top 12, 16 teams, but this year I feel like I don't even know all the teams,
I know
like
half
in the
of them.
CWL as well. You know, like they haven't been around for ages. I guess that's changing from PS4. Like there's a lot of PS4
Yeah,
players that were
definitely.
really talented, that didn't get a chance on the Xbox, but like still, you know, you don't see your Beastons and all those kind of players anymore.
Yeah,
which
Jarzen.
is Jarzen and stuff like that, which
which
I
were
guess
guys
is-
like competing at top 3 levels and such as well.
Definitely.
yeah.
But
Wolfie
Yeah,
tried
I
to
also
play.
think it doesn't help seeing some overage competitors such as like Izzy leaving the scene.
yeah, that's
Like
true.
people
Yeah.
like that drove the scene like to champs, to placing at top 5, top 6. I think that really hurt us as well with a lot of them dropping out.
The funny story about it is that he lives kind of close to where I do, and I went to
Yeah.
the local club and I saw him, and I introduced myself and I talked to him, and
Yeah.
I'm like, so how's things like since you've been competing? He's like, to be honest, man, like it took so much out of me that I'm really just enjoying myself, like not competing anymore. And I guess that's
I mean,
fair, like
Look at his stories, bro. Like on Snapchat and everything, he's loving life.
Yeah.
like you get to a stage now, like for him, like he's done everything that you could have really done in the Oz scene. Like he helped
Yeah,
like, in it's at COD champs. He was the APAC champs in Ghost. Like there's not a lot for him to be doing anymore, and taking a lot out of him, I guess, it is understandable that it's not there. But yeah,
and a
so-
lot of time too, having to sit down behind a desk for like 6
Sure.
hours a day.
And if you look at like a team that he would sort of get into in CWL, he'd probably be on salary or close to that, and it'd be a lot more pressure than he's probably used to. Like competing for like top teams back in the day was like, you know, just practice when you want to as much as you can, and you put in the hours when you want to. Not
You put in your own hours. We're now they're having orgs that are sort of pushing them to compete.
yeah, definitely. Have you guys been watching anything like Netflix wise or movie wise at all?
I just
saw
finished
Batman
up watching a movie called 999. It's actually really good. I reckon you should get onto it.
Yeah, I haven't seen Batman versus Superman. Have any of you guys?
Neither have I.
Because I've seen the
I-
reviews and it's so 50-50, but I'm not sure what to
it's
really
got really
make.
mixed reviews. Personally, I really liked it. I thought it was dope. Like I thought it was mad. The action in it was awesome. Batman was really good. Like Ben Affleck did such a mad job at playing Batman in that movie. I kind of felt Superman was a little bit lame, but Superman's always kind of been lame
Yeah,
to me
it's
anyway.
true.
Like him as a
I've never
superhero
watched
anyway.
Superman,
It's
personally.
reassuring to hear
Batman
that
was awesome.
he comes through as like a good Batman, because that was the
Yeah.
part I was most skeptical of. Is
Yeah, exactly.
Batfleck, Sadfleck, whatever you want to call him.
Yeah, he
Come
did
on,
really,
Joe.
really well. Like he did really well as Bruce Wayne and then as Batman as well. Like I mean, obviously the same person, but like playing Bruce Wayne, you gotta, you know, be a good actor to do that. I mean, like he's kind of a dark character, and he did really, really well. Yeah, man, it was good. And
Yeah.
like the CGI was kind of cool. Doomsday in it was kind of like when you look at the comics of Doomsday, who's the main bad guy in it, for those that don't know, he's usually got like a lot of spikes and like he just looks really, really mad in the comics, but he just looks so fake in the movies, and that was the one thing that I was like, wow,
Yeah.
has he stuffed that up?
I think one
I know,
movie
it's cool.
that's really good to compare it to, that I think like superhero movies, is Deadpool, because Deadpool was one of those movies that used
Deadpool.
used CGI really
Still haven't
well,
seen it.
and then in terms of like also with the use of just not having to tie in other like setups, because you see a lot of
Yeah.
setups in sort of Batman Superman apparently for Justice League that are really obvious.
Yeah, that
Which,
that was a lot of it.
Yeah.
I mean, I kind of felt like it was a little bit lame, like that they were kind of rushing through the story of Batman versus Superman and Lex Luthor just to set up the other characters in the coming Justice League movies to rival Marvel's Avengers, obviously. I thought that was one of the worst things, because they kind of rushed through a lot of the story and character building, which is one of the negatives that a lot of people have been talking about. But the action was good, so I'm happy. Like,
Yeah.
that's what I like.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Talking about rushing movies, what do you guys think about Suicide Squad coming back for reshoots?
Well, I think I guess it's a good thing and a bad thing. Like, it obviously means
Yeah.
they see mistakes, but if they're seeing mistakes, is that a warning sign? I'm
But the
not
thing is,
sure.
they also declared that they push back that return so that they can reshoot all the things for comedy levels after, I think it was Batman v Superman. I think
Yeah,
after that got its bad reviews.
Yeah, I don't know. It's gonna be really interesting. I think Suicide Squad's gonna be really, really good. I think
Yeah.
Joker in that looks mad. Like
Yeah.
he looks so. Forget his name. I don't know, but yeah, he looks really good. But I think Suicide Squad will be really good because, we haven't really seen like a movie with all villains being like
Yeah.
the main character.
Portrayed.
I think it'll be mad. I can't wait.
Yeah, I'll definitely
definitely.
be interested in it. But I found something interesting in a TV show I'm watching, House of Cards. I found really hilarious. So like the show is obviously like comes out full seasons and stuff on Netflix, so you can watch a whole season. So I was binge watching it the other day, and it sort of annoyed me because it's sort of like the tie-in thing, but it was like a product placement. And I don't know if you guys have seen the game. That Agario, it's like that game where you start off as the dot.
Yeah.
So and it
I love
starts
that.
off with like Kevin Spacey saying something about like, oh, do you play video games? And this guy says, oh, I don't know, but my son plays this Agario. And then they sit down looking at the phone for like, I don't know, a solid like 2 minutes of what is like a 20-minute show, playing this game, explaining exactly how you play it. And it's like, this is pretty blatantly obvious that this is a product placement. And they're just, I don't know, they put in a line at the end where they're like, oh, it's just like politics. And it's just like, it's pretty horrible. But
Yeah.
I don't like when people do that, to be honest. Like, it's a touchy subject, but yeah.
Yeah.
Agario is a really good game anyway. So
Yeah, it's a good
true.
all the time at uni, it's really bad. Like, I'm just sitting in a lecture, I'm just like, yep, bad.
Yeah, bad. But
very-
I've been trying to get into like sort of also like on Netflix, like the things like Flash and those sorts of like superhero series that are out. But
Yeah.
I don't know, they don't really do it for me. Like they are.
I mean, Flash
good,
doesn't
but-
really interest me.
Yeah, I don't know.
I tried watching it, but
I can't get
bit
into
iffy.
series with superheroes. I know a lot of people will be like they're massive fans of them and they're doing really well. But again, they have lots of the tie-in things, and you also see the spin-offs. Like you see when they're setting up a spin-off as well, and it's just like
yeah, definitely.
I don't know. I don't find them that interesting. I mean, I don't watch a lot of TV shows, to be honest, anyway. I mean, I like movies or I'll be playing video games, but like, I don't know, I just can't be bothered with TV shows sometimes because you always have to like keep up with them, and I'm just like,
Yeah, I find the trouble of like actually sitting down and watching a TV show over and over. Where I can just
Yeah.
watch a movie, you sit down, just watch it, and you're done. Like,
yeah, that's true.
Exactly.
Like, and like you sort of fall into the trap of getting disinterested with TV shows. Like
Yeah,
I know with
definitely.
like The Walking Dead, like everyone's been
yeah, I
tweeting
stopped
about
watching
like
it after like season 5 or something.
yeah, something same as me. Like I just sort of got sick of keeping up with it. And so sometimes I'll go back and like binge watch it, but then by the time I'm binge watching it, I've sort of forgotten what's happening and just disinterested in it.
yeah, man.
Yeah, definitely.
I agree with that. Yeah. I mean, TV shows for me just don't do it for me. I mean, like
Yeah.
you watch a movie, you see the whole plot, you see everything
Yeah,
from start
definitely.
to finish. It's cool,
And-
and then I just really can't be bothered keeping up with the whole.
When you're in
show.
like a TV show, like you're not forced to come back and watch the next episode unless you're really interested in it. Like when
Yeah,
it's something with like a movie, you sort of like, oh, I'm an hour through it, may
Like-
as well see what happens in
Yeah.
the second half. Like
Yeah, you're
Yeah.
definitely like pushed to finish watching the movie. Like, you're not just going to stop halfway unless it's really bad.
Yeah, man. I agree with that. I can agree with that.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing that you guys didn't watch a heap of the games from the major, the Columbus or any.
No, I would just watch the couple.
Yeah, so
No,
I
didn't.
didn't
I
get
kept up with it.
Yeah, I didn't watch a whole heap of it just because mainly that most of the games like they were starting at like 2 a.m. and going to like
Yeah.
7 a.m. So they were pretty crazy
guess that's the
times,
thing.
but and then like I don't know, it was probably one of the weirdest majors. Like you had the Brazilian team winning it, which was not like the biggest upset because they were probably like top 4 going into it, and Fnatic obviously like got knocked out. I think they got
Yeah.
knocked out by
Yeah, who knocked
Astralis,
them
and
out?
so they lost to Liquid in a best of 1, and then went to play. I'm not sure if it was a best of 3 they played against Astralis. It might have been, but then Astralis knocked them out, and then I think it was Na'Vi took them out. So it was sort of like a classic Astralis doing their choke and not winning. But
Right.
it was pretty crazy finals as well with LG, because like LG was taking on Na'Vi, and the first map was on, I think it was Mirage, which was LG's pick, and LG ended up like it was like an overtime game, but LG ended up winning it. But then the second map, which was Na'Vi's pick, ended up going something like 16-2, so it was like a crazy smash from LG. But
yeah,
I think it was 16-3.
Yeah, it's 16-3, was it? Yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
So yeah, but I think the best thing to take away from it was probably the production value, because like from every major I've watched beforehand, like massive delays, just sort of like production value was nowhere near as close as MLG, and I think there'll definitely be more MLG majors.
I mean, MLG have always done really well. I mean, like they used to do Halo back in the day. They've had so much experience. I guess there's no one else really. I mean, like there's obviously ESL, but like MLG really just put out quality events all the time, and like they've just had that experience from day one. And I think that's why like it's really up to date now and stuff like that. And they also like to take a lot of feedback from people as well, which is a massive thing, because I know people like on Reddit and stuff like that love to give their feedback, and it's good that they're actually reading that and taking that into account.
Yeah, I think it's sort of like a savior in a way, because you saw like MLG TV obviously has sort of crashed and burned over the last like 6 months or so.
Yeah.
And then you see
It's also due to contracts there.
Yeah, true.
Like, they kind of pulled down themselves.
And then the CWL sort of also like, which obviously is their fault of not like wanting to pay enough to keep it and stuff like that. But I think CS is pretty much the only thing keeping MLG alive as a company. But I think they're doing it right. So more props to them. I think it's definitely doable.
The in-game viewer for COD, sorry to bring it back to COD, but like that goes to MLG TV, so they've got that going for them still with COD, because they're still getting the viewers going through their platform, I guess, which is the only thing for COD related that they've still got there, which is a big thing, I think.
Yeah.
It's very interesting.
Yeah. So besides that, I think like event-wise, there's not a whole lot. Like there's Crown, like we talked about, which is I think really exciting, just due to the fact that it's cool to see someone that's sort of.
It's just good to see big names like coming to try to grow the Australian scene.
Yeah, I think it's interesting to see these companies that sort of out of nowhere come out and bring some money into the scene. That
has Crown ever hosted an event before?
They did the CS one. They did the CS one where they got VP and Cloud9. I think the prize pool was 55,000, around about that, something like that. So smaller, but that was definitely
not that
huge.
much. This is only 70.
Yeah, so I think the Crown one for CS sold out, but I don't think, from what I was told yesterday, the COD one is sold out yet.
No, it hasn't.
Which
not
is
quite.
which is
but I think
surprising.
that's also got to do with the 18 plus.
Yeah, definitely. If it wasn't 18 plus, it would no doubt have sold out.
I think for CS it was 18 plus too, because it was at the Crown.
Yeah,
I don't know. I think I remember.
For CS it was 18 plus. Because it's in the actual Crown complex, so you have to be 18 plus to get in there.
18 to enter.
Does anyone know if this one's going to be on TV? Because I know for last year's one.
I'm pretty sure
it will be streamed on Twitch.
I think it's going to be on Crown's network, on like Fox, because Crown has partnership with Fox, but I'm not sure if it's going to be on live, because like with some of the CS stuff, I remember on Reddit like there were people complaining about CS:GO being on TV as a sport and stuff.
Yeah, I saw that.
But
and you always get that. But
well, you're always going to have people saying esports is not a sport.
Yeah,
it's going to stick forever.
Meanwhile, in South Korea, you have like TV channels dedicated to StarCraft and such, which is crazy. And well, now you have.
Look at the crowdfunding that's going into their majors.
Yeah, true. I think with the Dota International, it was like something like the player on EG that was like 16 won like 1.6 million after tax or something. Yeah. Then like the first thing he tweeted was that was easy.
That was easy. Oh, dude.
Like imagine being that 16-year-old and like walking back into class and just.
Well, I'm not going back to class, dude.
Yeah, true.
1.6 mil. You can live off that with your parents. Just find a little part-time job. Just keep some money coming.
100k a year. It's weird. I don't really watch Dota or take much of an interest in it. But I never really knew how big it was.
It's definitely not European, Asian sided.
It's all, like I think EG's NA and they won it, but I think they have some pretty big NA teams. But I think NA is still known as being the place with the most money and the biggest struggle. Yeah. I think in League especially, they're having quite the struggle.
Yeah, I think another big thing with those two games, like Dota and League, they are so similar, but they're a free-to-play game, so anyone can pick it up and play it. Like they're going to be at the top list.
That's definitely like where a lot of the viewership comes from.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
And it's something I think a lot of people like when they compare like console esports, COD and Halo to these bigger esports. You got to remember that people have got to pay like $80 a year to buy these games, especially COD. But like you can just download LoL and Dota for free, and that way they have more people being interested in the game at least, rather than seeing that $80 price tag being like, nah, sorry, I just can't do it. You know what I mean? Especially every year.
Sort of be interesting to see what happens if Counter-Strike went along the lines of like, it's only $15, but if they went free and then added like the more like because obviously none of these free-to-play games that become really competitive are pay to win, because it doesn't really work like that. Like you see games like PlanetSide and stuff that are definitely like invest $100 plus to win. But so it may as well be a full price game. But for games that give you like the raw base game and then like features for money,
add-ons,
like skins and such.
Definitely. That's what CS is winning.
What Call of Duty actually did, like I think it was about a month ago, or it was a while ago, they actually threw in, it was like the multiplayer experience or something for Steam, so you could buy multiplayer separate. You couldn't like prestige or anything, I'm pretty sure, or I'm not sure if you prestige. Or can you level up in it, so you can just
you can level up to level up to 55, unlock as much gear as you can, and then you can't go any further than that.
That's a really interesting idea. Like it was
really good. I bought it.
I guess
I thought it was cool.
Yeah, I think that's awesome, especially like if you look at the numbers for the PC players.
Dude.
Which is to be expected, just because it's not really aimed at PC, and they do like the last few CODs ports to PC have been pretty poor. Like it's pretty obvious that they're not trying in them, but
I mean, PC on COD, like COD 4 Pro Mod and stuff like that, but like the later CODs, like it's really just the crap like that's put there, and it's really unfortunate because there's not like a heap compared to console, but there's like a few people that still continuously play, and they just really get neglected on the PC, which is really unfortunate. I think they need to do something about that there, especially for a big name like COD. Like they have the resources to make a good port, and they haven't really delivered that for the last 3 years. I mean, Black Ops 3 is alright on it, but still not perfect.
Yeah, like you see last gen consoles getting like a better port than PC, and with like the growth in PC at the moment, you sort of feel like they're not taking advantage of it in a way, because PC gaming's definitely like it's always sort of been bigger, but like as a casual thing, but now in esports especially, it's really like vamping up, and it's hard to see COD following that. But
that's fair enough. What do you guys think for Crown that's coming out? How do you think Mindfree are going to play? They're obviously the favourites for our scene.
No.
You reckon they're going to...
Third place. Optic first, Millennium second.
Yeah, I
reckon
Mindfreak could definitely take it. Do you know if it's
best of 5s or best of 7s?
I think it'll be best of 7s.
Yeah.
If they're best of 7, I could see Mindfreak placing second, being out of Millennium.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think it's going to be between Millennium and Mindfreak. I don't know, like Optic is such a powerhouse team. But then again...
Well, it doesn't help that they've got the competition. Like, they're used to performing at... Well, not really this year with the LANs, but like they've had a lot more experience than what the Australians have had. Their competition that they're going up against is a lot more skilled compared to Australia. Like, you look at Australia, we have Mindfreak, then we have Tainted Minds, and they're your two big teams. Like,
I always feel like with
you go to NA, you got so much more.
I always feel like with international events though, like this is probably more so like towards Counter-Strike, because it's a bit more of a strategy game, and you don't have to outskill as much for upsets, but like with COD also, like these international events, teams aren't really playing against each other at all, so it's sort of like you don't know how they're going to play against each other sort of thing. Yeah. And like obviously when you watch like Optic or Millennium, they're going to have better gun skill than pretty much all the Australians, so they're going to outgun, but you sort of feel like it's going to be a weird meta as well.
I don't know. Yeah, it also brings it back though to like past COD champs. Like they've never really known the Australian like strategies, but obviously with the CWL coming in, I've seen like a lot of North American members watching Mindfreak
Yeah.
play, so they
That's a big
they are
thing,
going to
too.
be switched on to a couple of strats.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I saw a tweet
I think-
from Nakes the other day saying something about Fighter or someone's thumb being like a torn ligament in it or something.
I didn't hear anything about that.
Scarz is straight
That's
onto
kinda
finding
scary.
that. But yeah, something about
Yeah,
that.
that's
And
kinda scary.
I'm not sure
Yeah, I
like
really hope
how
so.
serious it was, but
That's
I
scary.
checked the date immediately since it's so close to sort of like April Fool's or previous, but
Yeah.
it was on
Okay.
April the 3rd. And yeah, something about he tore a ligament in his thumb. I know that like way back that Aches played like something.
Yeah,
like,
Aches
played
just
with a
had
broken
surgery
thumb.
on his hand.
Yeah, and he like won.
In his right hand.
He like was
Yeah.
smashing, and
Yeah,
they
they
won
won
against
that event.
Optic.
That was the first event of AW actually.
Yeah.
When they
Yeah,
beat
and
Optic.
apparently he was just playing on like immense pain. And, like they went to
Yeah,
a
that
listen in,
was
and
it.
apparently he was like complaining about it, so he just had to jump out of it.
Jeez.
Far out. Yeah, I don't know. I think one thing that Mindfreak got going for them is they've been a team for so long. I mean, like
Yeah.
Den's obviously came in, but like
And obviously they've got that like experience with each other, like they're all comfortable. All right, here we go.
that's one thing that they've got going for them that Millennium don't necessarily have. And
Sure.
I mean, Optic were all together for pretty much the entirety of AW, but like I don't know, Mindfreak have been together for ages, man. So that's one thing that I can see them, one positive I can see for them coming into this event, which would be really interesting to see, you know, how they play. I reckon it'll be really interesting. If Mindfreak end up winning it, that's going to be huge for Australia. Like,
Oh, definitely.
I mean, like
But
that'd
I
be
can
amazing.
guarantee you we're going to have a lot more viewers looking at our CWL matches leading up to champs.
Sure. I think that's something good too. And I see Mindfreak putting out a lot of content now as well, which is good.
Yeah, they are.
I see them,
Also,
like,
with
trying
these
to become-
team series or whatever,
Yeah,
fighters start
they're
streaming
hiring,
a little
like,
bit.
photographers and stuff. It's good.
Yeah.
I think that's good. I think it's really important that the Australian scene, you know, like us, obviously start putting out content because that's one thing
Yeah, definitely.
that, you know, the
Well, they've
NA
always
scene have
lacked
done
that.
right. Exactly. I mean, like that's their full-time job, so they can put a lot of effort into it. But you know, it takes people that are passionate about esports to put together something that they can do and don't mind doing and not getting paid for it. I mean, which is like everyone in Australia. We'll
Yeah.
do it because we love it.
I see
Yeah,
like
of course.
a lot I see like a lot of sort of orgs that don't sort of touch on content. Like there's definitely a lot that do. Like I'd say probably one of the best at it is Chiefs. Like they really like focus on making sure that everyone's up to date with their teams. Everyone's like
Yeah.
they do a pretty good job on their YouTube. Most of it's league, so I'm not too interested in it, but that's their biggest team, so you can't really blame them for that.
No.
But
Yeah, definitely.
like you said, Mindfreak, like they're starting like Snapchats and Instagrams, and they're like they're doing a lot like Naked is trying to start up his YouTube, and like I think he did a video the other day that was something about
Yeah, he did.
like
He did.
this is the time to really support the scene, and we are getting like
Yeah.
like NBN sort of more so around, so you're starting to see like streamers pop
yeah.
up and such like that. So it is definitely like
Awesome.
a year of growth that we probably haven't
Yeah.
seen something like a growth year this big since sort of like Black Ops 2, which is really when everything started to boom anyway. So
Yeah.
I think it's how more international people are seeing people from the Australian scene, just with the CWL streams and stuff like that, and especially with Crown. I think Crown's going to be massive for us.
Yeah, Crown's going to be big for sure. Alright, just looking at this tweet. Alright, so we got, so it's happened. Not sure what our plan of attack is, but we'll give it all we've got. All we've got is a Facebook message from Fighter with appears to be a bandage around his thumb. When the doctor tore a ligament in my thumb, looking, you know, surgery that can obviously tear him up a little bit, but no, most ligament damage is sort of just heal over time. I reckon that's a joke.
yeah, I think we might have heard more on it if it wasn't sort of a joke.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
If it was more serious, we would have. I think, which is good.
Yeah, no, we
definitely.
yeah, I reckon it's a joke.
I think for the Crown event, the thing I'm looking at the most is like obviously we're expecting sort of Optic and Millennium to come down, play each other probably, and that be a good match.
I'm looking for Tane and Mines Millennium.
Yeah. I'm thinking. I'm also just wanting to see sort of an update on some of the Australian teams as well on how they play there. I think that's going to be interesting. But
Also, Chiefs. I want to see how Chiefs go.
yeah, that's true.
Wait, is it
'cause,
Chiefs or is it Orbit?
Chiefs is like
I mean,
Hopi and such,
Yeah, no,
but
Chiefs.
they've been
Chiefs.
sort of like they've been sort of up and down lately. So that'll be interesting to watch them.
Mhm.
And
All
who's-
eyes are kind of great, but it'll be interesting to see how these other teams play from Australia. I think it'll be really good. Because these other like Mind Freak, have had the chance before. Taint of Mind, some of the players have had the opportunity before, but players like Hopi and Rival and those kind of players haven't had this opportunity before, really.
Yeah,
and I think that's going to be a big thing too. It's going to be really interesting.
Yeah.
All right, so I think we might wrap that one up. I think we've talked pretty much about everything that we sort of came into this one thinking. I think it's been a relatively long one, but not too short, not long.
Yeah.
And I think we'll probably get one of these going. I think the next one we're going to get Swift in from the CSGO team, or someone along the lines of that. So I guess we'll see everyone in the next one. If you guys have anything you want to say at all, I guess.
No.
Follow TeamExpert on Twitter.
Yeah,
follow
make sure to
Synzah,
follow TeamExpert on Twitter, at
everyone on
TeamExpert GG.
Yeah, follow everyone here as well. And that'll be good.
We'll probably put those links down in the description.
Yeah, we'll put everything in the description for you guys, and probably timestamp it if I can be bothered, if I'm not too lazy. So there you go, guys. We'll see you on the next podcast.